a sparkling world of ice and snow, there lived a little penguin named Percy with the biggest, kindest heart. Percy was different from other penguins. He loved to help everyone, but nobody seemed to notice his gentle soul. The other animals whispered and walked away, thinking Percy was strange, but they never saw his secret kindness. Every night, Percy would fix broken ice bridges and gather fish for families who had none to eat. But when morning came, no one said thank you. No one even knew it was Percy who helped them. Only one little creature believed in Percy, his tiny baby sibling with fluffy gray feathers and trusting eyes. Baby Penguin would waddle behind Percy everywhere, looking up at him like he was the bravest penguin alive. "You are my hero, big brother," Baby Penguin would chirp, and Percy's heart would feel warm and full. One peaceful morning, a strange sound echoed through the frozen mountains, a tiny cry calling for help somewhere far. Percy's ears perked up, his heart beating fast. Someone needed him. Someone was scared, and all alone out there. He waddled quickly toward the sound, climbing higher and higher, until he saw something he never expected to find. A small blue train named Thomas was stuck on a crumbling cliff, his wheels spinning helplessly in the cold air. "Please help me," Thomas cried with big tearful eyes. "I am so scared and I cannot move at all." Percy looked up and saw dark shadows circling above. It was Felix the eagle with his massive golden wings spread wide. The fierce eagle swooped lower and lower, his sharp eyes fixed on the helpless little train stuck on the cliff. Percy felt his flippers tremble with fear. Felix was the most powerful bird in all the frozen mountains around. But then he looked at Thomas, so small and so scared, and Percy knew he could not just walk away. "I am coming to help you," Percy called out bravely, his little voice echoing across the icy mountain cliffs above. Felix heard Percy and let out a mighty screech, warning the small penguin to stay away from his territory. "This is my mountain," the eagle roared with piercing eyes. "No one is allowed here without my permission. Little penguin." Percy took a deep breath and stepped forward anyway, his tiny feet slipping on the frozen rocks beneath him. He was not a climber, he was just a penguin, but his heart was bigger than any mountain he faced. Slowly and carefully, Percy pulled himself up the steep cliff, never taking his eyes off frightened little Thomas above. Felix watched with curiosity now, wondering why this small penguin would risk everything for a stranger he just met today. The wind blew hard and cold against Percy's fluffy feathers, but he kept climbing higher with every ounce of strength. Almost there, Percy whispered to himself, "Just a little more. I can do this. I must do this now." Thomas saw Percy getting closer and his eyes sparkled with hope. Maybe this brave penguin could really save him today. Felix swooped down and landed right in front of Percy, blocking his path with enormous wings spread wide and intimidating. "Why do you risk your life for this little train?" the eagle demanded. "He is nothing to you, small penguin." Percy looked straight into Felix's sharp yellow eyes and spoke softly. "Because kindness needs no reason, only a willing heart." Felix blinked in surprise. No creature had ever stood before him with such gentle courage and pure-hearted determination before. The eagle tilted his head, studying this strange little penguin who trembled with fear but refused to run away. Percy slowly raised his flipper, not to fight, but to show Felix he meant no harm to anyone here today. "I know you protect this mountain because you care," Percy said softly. "But Thomas needs help, and I cannot leave." For a long moment, everything was silent. only the cold wind whistling through the peaks of the frozen mountains above. Then something unexpected happened. Felix slowly folded his great wings and stepped aside to let Percy pass through safely. The fierce eagle saw something in Percy's eyes that reminded him of courage, true courage born from love, not strength. Percy nodded gratefully and hurried toward Thomas, his heart pounding with relief and hope as he reached the cliff edge. "Hold on tight, Thomas," Percy called out cheerfully. "I have an idea that just might work if you trust me now." Percy laid flat on his fluffy belly and stretched his flippers toward the scared little train stuck on the rocks. "Grab onto me, Thomas," Percy encouraged with a warm smile. "We are going to slide down together to safety below." Thomas was scared, but he trusted his new friend. He held onto Percy's flippers as tightly as he possibly could. 1, 2, 3, Percy counted, and then whoosh, they slid down the icy cliff like a rocket through the snow. The wind rushed past them as they zoomed down together, Thomas laughing with joy and Percy steering with his belly expertly. They landed safely at the bottom in a big pile of soft, fluffy snow, both giggling and covered in white sparkles. "You saved me," Thomas cheered with the biggest smile. "You are the bravest penguin I have ever met in my life." Percy blushed under his black and white feathers, feeling warm inside even though snow covered him from head to toe. High above them, Felix watched everything unfold, and for the first time in years, the fierce eagle smiled softly. "Perhaps I was wrong about you, little penguin," Felix called down from the cliff with newfound respect in his voice. The great eagle spread his wings and glided down gracefully, landing gently beside Percy and Thomas in the soft snow. "You have a brave heart," Felix said warmly. "I would be honored to call you my friend from this day forward." Percy could hardly believe his ears. The mighty eagle who scared everyone actually wanted to be friends with him now. Just then, a tiny chirping sound came from behind the snowbank. It was baby penguin waddling as fast as possible. "Big brother," baby penguin squeaked with joy. "I saw everything. You were so brave and amazing up on that mountain." Percy scooped up his little sibling in a warm hug, feeling happier than he had ever felt in his entire life. News of Percy's brave rescue spread quickly across the frozen land, and soon all the animals came to see him. The same creatures who once ignored Percy now looked at him with wonder, admiration, and apologetic smiles on their faces. "We are so sorry we never saw your kindness before," they said together. "You truly are a hero among us all." Percy smiled and shook his head gently. "I am not a hero. I am just a penguin who believes in kindness." And from that day on, Percy was never alone again, surrounded by friends who finally saw his beautiful, gentle heart within.